Hello and welcome to another episode of Design Under Influence. This is Alex. I am co-founder and worker and a partner for our clients at ArcIT. We do IT support for architecture, design, engineering firms. My co-hosts today are very famous people. Aurora Bim, Liz, Megan, say hi.
Hello.
Yeah, and beautiful. We also have a special guest today, and his name is Basil. And Basil, do you mind taking like a few minutes to introduce yourself to the audience? But before you go there, let me just before people like sign off, I want to make sure that we isolate what we're going to talk about today. And today is again another AI focused episode, but today we're going to talk about the foundation, the prep, the before. How do you organize your data? How do you organize your practices and processes where future advancements in AI will only improve your outcome? Meaning that if your folder structure, if the way you store files, if the way you access servers and things like that is organized, categorized, and easily accessible, you can point AI to go help you do a lot of cool things within the context of who you are and what your brand is. If you don't, you won't. With that said, Basil, how you doing?
Good. Hope hope everyone is doing good. My first podcast, so it's a milestone here. My name is Basil. I am an architect. I studied architecture in Syria and then moved to Sweden and have been brought to the dark side of BIM by none other than Liz here.
It was not a hard
Uh,
sell.
n- it
It's
was
not a
it
hard
was
sell.
it was the best thing that happened to me in my life. I love technology. I love everything about technology, and it's the best place possible where I can work on buildings with technology.
Wonderful. And there's a lot more to Basil than what he just he's being very
Modest.
Thank you.
modest. Thank you. Let's actually unpack this and you'll see the brilliance behind this gentleman's modesty. All right.
Hmm?
All right.
Thank you.
So here's the setup. Let me give you an example. And you guys all take turn around the horn, right? So today I'm working in Copilot, Microsoft, building a presentation for our offsite. I told you about that pre-show, but I'm building a presentation for our team offsite, which is happening tomorrow. Presentation is done. I'm just trying to put some graphics on the PowerPoint so it looks ArcIT. Our colors are, because I didn't worry about that, right? I worry about content. That's what I spent the morning talking to GPT about. I've reframed everything. The flow is right. Everything is perfect. Boris and I discussed it. We punched it through. So the content of the presentation is excellent. Now the visuals, I thought it's going to be super easy, right? I'll just tell Copilot, hey, go look for our branding content in our Microsoft universe and just jazz it up. And then I got more specific. I was like, hey, find a branding folder in marketing channel and jazz it up and include brand. Not jazz it up. I didn't say that, but my prompt was very specific as far as what I wanted to do. And it still failed because
Hmm.
our content is scattered. It's not perfectly organized. It's organized, but it's not really organized in a way that it can actually touch it, understand it, and then use it in my slides, which is a big productivity. Like now I don't know what I have to do now. How do you organize the information and how do you recommend your clients organize your information now that we live in this new age?
I think I'll jump in here real fast. I think that the key is thinking the way that people used to code, right? They don't have to do that anymore. But we still need to organize our data in that logical kind of order of operations that you use when you are writing code. So, thinking of it in like a step-by-step process, if you are telling an agent, here's what I want you to do, you need to have your data aligned with those kind of like line item action items so that it can go find the thing it needs in not necessarily the order it needs, but at least all that stuff is there and it's not spread across, like you said, multiple channels.
I think you're right. It makes me think a little bit of card catalogs in libraries and how before you had a computer that could go and dig through it, you had to organize it in a way that stupid human brains could go quickly find stuff. And so reaching back into that logic of having it so well organized that it just makes sense where to find something, that you don't need to teach anybody or anything where to look. It just makes sense. And I think now that we've moved to a place where you can just dump all these files and folders in a computer and then search it and find it, we lost some of that organization that we maybe need to bring back.
And this is, and sorry, Basil, before we go to you, I just have to mention this. I've gotten so lazy with organization. I am like meticulously organized. If you look at my office, like I am freaking physically, I'm organized. My car is nice. Like we have this meetup tomorrow,
Yeah.
and they're driving. They're like, we'll go wash my car. I'm like, I gotta do nothing. I just gotta drive up. You're gonna sit in my clean car because that's how I am. But in computers, I just freaking just dump. I'm dumping stuff because search is so good. Basil, what do you got?
I can start with this. We have this saying like bad data, bad model. So you could think of it like the same way, like when your data maybe not bad in the content, but like bad in organization. If the organization it's not there, or it's, as you said, scattered, or that's also sometimes part of how long the company has run and how many people have taken over the organization of that part of the company, the folders, the keeping up that. Liz and I, we were involved in setting up a company like from day one, and we were involved in this like setting up that hierarchy for everyone to set up and follow, and that wasn't like a straightforward, even though we had like a very uh, big team that has a lot of experience. We asked everyone, we had a lot of input, but we weren't able to do a solution that actually we took from day one and continued with through and through. It's just it evolved with us through the time. And that means a lot of changes and things moving around, and maybe something that doesn't get copied, so it stays on the old in the old folder and something like that. There's a lot to tackle. But yeah, maybe making sure to organize this. The other thing is, maybe that's something that I'm also gonna put on the table here. The way of organization, it's very different between people. Everyone has their own way of organizing, even though we all used to do it in a similar way when we used to do it in an analog, like using post-its and everything. I don't know the name of these, like the books that have their own
Like organizer?
bookmarks,
Tabs and
yeah,
things.
tabs and things, and bookmarks. We used to do it all in this way, but now everyone can do whatever they want. So then I would ask the question, what do you guys think is maybe it's wrong to maybe it's not the right thing to say the best way to do it, but what would you think is a good way to do it?
So this is good. You just straight up ran through my next two questions, like it just bulldozed and knocked them out. That's fine.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'll come out with new ones.
Okay.
But seriously, no, that's a very good segue. So first, I'm gonna make the statement. I'd say first of all, my rebuttal to all of this would be, it's freaking time consuming. What do you say? It's too
Agreed.
much work.
It's a lot of work.
Are we going around the horn?
Yeah. So what do you
Ladies
think?
first.
Like, it's just frustratingly time-consuming exercise to organize your files every
Yeah,
time you
but
create something.
the benefit is there. I think it's like anything in life.
Yeah.
And it's like BIM, actually. Organize it the right way in the beginning and you gain the benefits later. You can do it quick and dirty in the beginning, fight through it for the rest of the project's life. Or you do it the right way, which takes longer, and or go back and reorganize and set yourself up for success later.
I agree. You have to, if you don't have a framework, it's
Yeah.
something I'm also talking all the time with my children. Because sure, you can leave your socks on the floor because you just took them off, or you can leave the dirty cup by the sink. But if you do that every single day, now you have 25 dirty cups and a pile of socks, and it takes much longer to go back through and clean it all up. Whereas if you put the sock in your hand, you immediately put it in the hamper where it goes, or in the laundry, or wherever the file belongs. It's like these micro organization things that you don't even notice, and it makes a huge result in the end. But you can't do that if you don't have a framework set up first.
Atomic Habits. I'm just gonna throw that out.
Atomic Habit.
That's
You
a
keep
book.
quoting stuff that I already read and forgot. Jesus, man. It is true. That is a pretty awesome book. I got through half of it. So there you go. Basil, what do you got?
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a huge cost, but I'm also with Megan there. It's better to do it like in my opinion, if you have the time, I would say the cost should be like if we're talking about time and cost, if you have the time, the cost should not be an issue, no matter what, because I definitely believe this is gonna pay off in the future. You're gonna have more time got like you'd get more time back if you have it organized now. If you put some time now, you would have more time back later if you have it organized because you're gonna have that in 10, 20, 100 times where you're gonna go and use that data. So yeah, do it. You have the time,
Do it.
do it.
I like it. You
And
know,
also maybe get someone who loves to do it.
Yeah. Yes.
It will make it easier and fun for someone.
And it
Okay.
also means that, just like you said, when people organize things differently, if someone else can organize your stuff, that adds a layer of pulling it out of just being your way. Yeah.
so again, Basil just ran through my third question.
I'm sorry,
No,
it's my
fine.
first.
No, it's not about you what you're doing wrong. It's just I want to admit to the fact that your thinking is along the line that I'm thinking, which is, I guess, good. I don't know. Maybe both of us don't know what we're talking about. But the second thing I want to say, okay, around the horn again. So time consuming, you dispelled that myth right now, and you actually. So I'm learning as much, and I don't care if we got no listeners. I'll be honest with you. A, I enjoy this, and B, I'm learning a lot from you, too, and Basil now.
Same here.
But like, it's just such a drag, right? But you have to voice out the fact that, hey, it's that important right now for you to do this because I'm just hitting my, like, it's on the next screen right here, the big presentation, and it's in teal, and it's not in the colors that I need it to be. And how long is it going to take me to update the damn thing now manually? Forever. And or I got a prompt blue in the face, or it says, "Oh, just upload the files." Why don't you just upload the files? Yeah, I'm just gonna go spend hours looking for the files, upload it so it does it the branding thing. Anyway, let's talk about best practices. How? So now we talked about the importance of it. You convinced me. How? What's the best practices? Maybe give your best practices on like actually enabling that organization as you move through your day, as you like run and fall through your day.
Admittedly, I'm like you, Alex. I'm very externally organized, but inside of my computer, not so much. But I do go through like sprints where like I'll sit down and I just turn on the metal music and I just go, right? It's just like you
I
just
do
get
the
into
same,
the
by the
zone
way.
and you just do
I
it.
do the same. I dread that day. I dread it because it's an hour and a half, right? Of pure misery, isn't it?
It starts to become
I don't think
satisfying,
so.
I think.
Oh no.
Like
It's
as you
satisfying.
do it and you like look at the organized. I like looking at the end product.
Yeah.
That gives me the good feels, the goosebumps. Yeah. I don't know.
So your
That's
best
what I
practice.
do.
So Megan's best practice is similar to mine, which is, hey, let's just run and fall and accomplish and hit every target we need to hit every day, and then just slow down and take that desktop that could not hold a single icon. Right? No more
Yeah.
icons. You can't move any windows anymore. I have 3 screens, and sometimes I have it all full of icons. My downloads are yay. So take that and then reorganize this. That's a great approach. Liz, do you have a similar approach, or you organize as you go?
Oh, I think she's an atomic
I organize as I
organizer.
go. I create systems and organize as I go, and because it drives me insane if things start piling up. But I do have, because I oftentimes get pulled away from stuff, so I've tried to block out times in the week where I can just do admin. And I'm someone who loves the satisfaction of that being done and organized and clean. And that's why Megan and I go well together because she hates it. So she just lets me do it. And it's fine because then I get to organize it and it feels so satisfying and it's all done and
It's
finished.
great. This
Yeah.
is how
All
I
right.
get away with my method.
All right.
I'm an enabler.
She's an enabler.
That's really cool. You guys you complete each other's blind sides. Basil,
Yeah.
how do you do it? As you go
I
Yeah.
think
or
I'm
in
enabling
batches?
him too.
If I would choose, I would be more towards what Megan does. I would do it like in sprints, but I would say I like it. I love it, even if it takes like hours. I don't care. But if my only concern at the time would be like, are these hours, do I have something else to do here? Or this is, yeah. So that's also admittedly not my first thing to do all the time. But yeah, I would do sprints. I would do whenever I get the chance or whenever I see that is now I can't do it. I can't deal with that
You're
file
forced to do
anymore.
it.
Yeah, because then
Your screen's full. Your computer's
I
full.
not screen it. Thankfully, I don't put anything on my desktop, but I have like folders and like folders with folders within folders. And I've hit some points where I would try and save a folder and it will tell me no, there's limit and you have
Wow.
met that limit.
Wow. You all folded
It
out? You've written,
yeah.
I don't know if there's a max. I didn't never knew you could.
Yeah, it doesn't tell you have a limit for the folders, but then you start copying things and it would tell you the characters for the file path is too long and it
Okay.
doesn't want you to. So it has happened to me a couple of times in my life, which I would say if I would give a advice, have it much more like even if it's sprints, have block time for it monthly at least.
Yeah. That's a really good advice, actually. Block time monthly to have on the calendar to just so it's every two, I don't know, monthly. I think you got to do it bi-weekly, man. The latest is bi-weekly because after a month, you can't remember the relationships between different files and
Hmm.
documents and pictures and connections. I'd say maybe even weekly. I think I'm going to just do it weekly now that I think about it.
Let us know how
Um,
that goes.
yeah,
It was great, I can tell you.
I would say one last thing. I think that, oh my gosh, I lost it.
oh, no.
Oh my gosh. No, I'll come back with it. Never
See,
mind.
that's why, you know what you do?
I gotta write it
Manual.
down.
And for those of you not watching, I'm showing my notepad with a pen that actually you could use your
Right.
hand to write things. Yeah. So I don't lose my train of thought.
That's good.
Um,
That's
I,
smart.
I try,
It's
and also
really
your
good to
memory
see too.
is you can jig your memory a little bit when you write things out. But anyway, while you think about this, Megan, do come
Yep.
back to it.
Thinking. I'm getting
Um,
my pen out.
how do you see? Here's what I'm running into when I'm organizing things. I'm finding that my previous organization is wrong. This is the rabbit hole that I fall into. Okay. So I have this file now. Okay. It's related to this particular set of tasks that I was doing, but it has a new concept. Let's say now it's I can't even come up with an analogy, but let's just say I'll come up with an example, but let's just say it's a new concept to the old thing. So now I have to grab a bunch of things from the old thing to put this in a new concept because they enriched the new concept. So now I have to not just file this particular file. Let's say it's an Excel spreadsheet. Let's say it's in a presentation. Let's say it's a Word document all together, but it's a new concept. But now I have to go look for other things related to that concept and shove them into this new folder and then that empties out the other folders and then makes them less meaningful. How do you guys deal with that? Do you have that? Do you do that? Or is your folder structure so perfect?
I have a question. I'm hearing all about these agents and all the things they can do. Is organizing our folders and our files something that they can do?
Why are you bull rushing through my questions? Why are you and Basil both? What the heck, man?
Also,
Like,
I remember what I was gonna say. Back to like how people could organize and block out time for it. I actually been toying around with this, Liz. I don't think I've mentioned it to you, but I think we should have either a half day or a full day, like a month or at least a year, where that is what we have our employees and our contractors, like we say, no work. This is what we're doing today. So
hmm.
everyone does it. And it's like permission to spend time on it.
Intentional pause, audience. I'm thinking. This is very good. Huh.
Glad I remembered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like cleaning up your actual office space.
Yeah.
Now it's time to clean it all up, and dust all the desks and
Well, and
vacuum
with like
underneath them. And
Revit updates and all the things. Like, Basil, I know you're really on top of that. I'm not. And I don't think like most people, I think like in IT, you guys stay on top of some of them, but not all the little updates, which we should be doing much more often. And we used to talk to this company, what was their name? They were basically AI, and it would plug in to the automatic update system. So you would give it an image and you'd say, keep these softwares up to date. And it would go in and do just an additional layer of what you guys already do, Alex.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough one because version control is key
Version's
because,
hard.
dude, you
Yeah.
can't push a version and then mess up the other 14 people. So don't do it.
Or push a version to everybody until they
Yeah,
accept
push a
it.
version to everybody. They're in the middle of the project, and now they can't convert that project because you know how it is, right? You can't like now you lose elements and stuff like that. So yeah, version control.
That's not version. That's, I guess it is version. That's like yearly versions. I'm talking about like the mini updates.
Yeah.
Like the ones that come through Autodesk Access. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay. No, that's
Fair.
fair. That's fair. You're quite technical. A lot of our clients just want to design stuff, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I actually at one point, sorry, this is a small tangent. I thought about our cloud PCs in a way to solve that issue, where you would just create a new image, wipe all your old cloud PCs, and roll out the new one with all the software updated. And you would just do that like once a month. That would guarantee that everybody was always on the same build. Anyways,
You know how many of our clients on cloud PCs?
hardly any. Just
Zero.
us. Which
You know how
that's
many people
crazy
I
also.
know that are on cloud PCs?
Us.
One. So, yeah, thanks for that. That's applicable to a lot of people. Yeah, one, maybe two people.
No,
No, but
but we got to
seriously,
get
it
our
is.
soft drive guy on here.
We had a whole thing about it, right? We had a whole thing. I'm surprised it's not being adopted. And I think it's the cost, right? But like you laid out pretty significant benefits to the cloud PCs and how
Yeah.
they, but anyway, Basil, you got a little bit of advice here on organization, how to deal with back organizing. Maybe I call it, maybe there's a better way to do it, but do you go back and reorganize the other stuff because this new stuff doesn't fit in anymore?
That I don't want to, even though that's what maybe I'm saying, but I don't want to call my organization perfect. But I've never done that. I've never gone back and rehauled the whole thing in a way that I had to do things in that way. I've always had a system that, and I've always followed that. It still works for me. But that's the thing, that creating that system, it did not just happen. I sat and thought about it, and like that, I can still remember the first time I had terabyte of hard drives, which
Mhm.
like that was when that whole system started. When I sat down and put everything, and that was one of that terabyte. It followed me in like throughout my journey here to Sweden. It was like that's my whole life at that point. But what I'm saying here is maybe if you're starting from the beginning, if you're at your initial point with your company, try and ask a lot, try and create something that ask people that actually have worked a lot with such things and get the best options out there and continue with it. I think it's just gonna naturally evolve. But if you already have a system, just I would say in general, do a good thinking about it. Try and organize stuff in like on paper. I remember doing it with Liz on a whiteboard at some point. Just brainstorm it before you start organizing, just so you don't do it once
Whiteboarding.
every year.
Oh, gold right
Whiteboarding.
there. The nugget.
Yeah.
Whiteboarded. I have a whiteboard right there, not lying. Okay. Whiteboard the structure of your organization, and then you just put things in. That is so good.
Yeah.
I've never done this. You know what I've done? I just group myself into like hug myself into a ball and just roll down the hill. I just roll down the hill. And whatever happens, it's just whatever I hit stones, rocks, bush, people, it's all just like not hasn't been thought through this deeply. And I think that's where
Hmm.
my fault is. I'm getting a lot out of this today. I don't know about you guys. I think I'm getting all the value here.
I have a question for you. So, what about planning for what you're going to use it for? Right? Like,
That's the next episode.
okay.
Nice,
Thanks for
nice,
setting it
nice
up.
to hear from you, Megan. No, but all right, I'm sorry, but yeah, let's maybe tease the next episode because it is. I think that's a vast topic. But where you actually, what's the frame? Frame it up a little bit.
I guess, is there a way to organize your data based on, are you planning on building an agent that can access it? Are you planning on just being able to grab things and put them into Copilot or ChatGPT? Like, what tools are you using that you want to be able to understand the data? Does that matter? I don't actually know. Can it organize it itself?
Can I address this? I'm going to give you my opinion, and then maybe Liz and Basil, you can have your opinion alongside. But my opinion is that these agents, the way they're gonna think is the way that humans typically do it, or more organized humans do things. So I think as long as we have it organized, you can path access to anything. You can just literally do like super prompts. And in fact, the LLM can help you design a prompt if you just point it to it. You could say, hey, my company formation information is here. I'm thinking about starting a new company. Here's the financial data. Here's what my partner, like the last 5 presentations, last 5 board meetings I've done to the partners. How likely are they to agree if we spin out the new venture because this now is growing into a more significant revenue piece? That's a prompt. That's like a lot of
Hmm.
salad here. But the idea is I'm trying to figure out and convince my board to spin out this venture from the main company. And then what do? I point it to the data. Now it knows, okay, here's all the financial data. Here's all the board meetings. Here's all the financials. Okay, now it can give me really good thinking. But if I have everything scattered, which I do, then yeah, the answer is going to be equal to the quality of my data, right, Basil?
True.
Agree.
Yeah. So I can do one prompt and get a really good answer, and then I can work through that answer. And hey, what are questions the board might arise? Hey, Mike, you've seen his commentary through the different board meetings. He is always negative. How do I address his concern? You know what I mean? So I can have this whole thing planned out, the heist.
What about, that's for when you're working with ChatGPT style AI. What about agents? They're often there doing their own thing once
Mhm.
you tell them and teach them how to do it. So how do you organize the data? They're not necessarily thinking.
The way with agents, so this is exactly so with agents, you're gonna have to import and import the data and have it index it. And then you have to instruct it to go back to a place, the folder where new data is gonna be arriving to take account of that data, re-index it within the main index, and then it needs to index the data in order for
Hmm.
agent to work. It cannot work off of your data no matter what.
Yeah.
So if you know where your data is, you can have the paths set up and then it will index it and work smoothly, right? Basil, I may be wrong, but please.
Yeah. You're on point there. And I also one thing you need to keep in mind, even though the way that like the agents and like the actual models access the data, they like if even if they access the data in a different way or like they need to they can read the data in a different way, they are basically the same thing. So an agent is based on a model, and these models in like basically think this like their neural network is the same. So it's just a way of when you decide what road you're going to go, you're maybe going to have to organize the data in the best way for that road to be successful.
Very good. But your data is already organized, so it's a matter of moving things around,
Yeah.
right? Not spending
Yeah. Not
days
spending
and
more
weeks
time.
not
No,
finding stuff.
no.
Yeah.
You know what
Meg,
I
does that
want?
answer your question?
I'm thinking like our data is on cloud, like it's on Google Drive. It's on, it's really on Google Drive. But some people have data on servers, they have it on their local computers. I'm like, is there a way to just like, here is like this like agent and you drop your data into it and it organizes it for you?
Yes. So you asked that same question twice. Is there a job? No, you've asked it about 15 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. And I said, you're running ahead. And thank you very much for doing that. Yes. Is this a job? I actually have it like circled. Like, is this a job? Because I can't ask it. We're having such a good discussion. So I guess, is this a job? I don't have the answer to it. I think, I think there will be I think this is such an important piece that there will be very quickly, very soon. If not, I'll be surprised. There will be agents themselves who are organizers who will go and actually do that dirty job for you and do it really well. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a human job. I don't think anybody's going to be having a really long career as an organizer of data for the rest of us.
Agreed.
What do you guys think?
Agreed. Agreed.
Since me and Megan have talked about this a lot, I only wonder if maybe the fastest road to what Megan has in mind would at some point be something like Neuralink, something that actually is like a merger between what you can think and like a layer in between that can think faster but give you something like at the same it's something like it's just a translation layer that can give you all of the benefits just right into your head.
Nice. All right. Sci-fi a little bit. Yes, I'm sure it's coming. Like it's not even probably not even 2 years away because vast intelligence out there that is available in data, opportunity to be able to like to know things and what we can know and retain in our memories could be definitely augmented, man. I would love. But then how would like a trivia night would be interesting then? Think about it. Like everybody freaking knows everything. How do you play? Then how do you even have a conversation? So this is an interesting. All right, now if you guys, business listeners, you've listened, you got we gave you business advice. Thank you very much for listening. This is now a personal question. How do you still like care and be interested in conversation if everybody knows everything?
But isn't there like knowledge and then there's opinion and there's how you weave them together and that's what's interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Even if everybody has their own little bots, they
Okay, I
might
feel better.
draw the lines differently.
You're
So,
right. Because more, it informs your opinion better, but still you come at it from your own perspective. So people will have different
Yeah.
opinions. So it'll be the
Yeah.
conversation to be had. Okay.
Feel better now?
Yeah. Because I don't want to live in the world where everybody knows everything and conversation is not required and
Oh,
we just go about our.
Yeah,
No.
you could think about it as like a person who is a fit person who goes into the gym. There's a lot of fit people that they can all lift weights, but not everyone can lift weights like the same weight. Not everyone can lift the same way, in a good way. Some people lift it in a good way, some people lift it, but the same weights altogether. So people, I think the differentiation of people will also apply even if people have like something giving them access to more data.
Enhancement. I'm all about that. Like
Yeah.
I've read this long time, Ray Kurzweil. I don't know if you know the author, like what was it? I can't remember the title of the book, The Age of. Anyway, he's like the cosmologist, the futurist, and all that. The Age of Singularity is near. That's the book I read 20 years ago. And he was talking about what's going to happen next 2 years. But back then, he thought it's going to happen in 3 years, 5 years. No, but he's ultimately. But anyway, I think we're good for today. We gave our audience some food for thought. You guys gave me a really like helpful advice and a permission to slow down and organize the work because it's going to be massively valuable down the line.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
So thank you very much for watching and listening. Those of you who are interested, work with us. I highly recommend Aurora BIM for all your BIM needs. I also highly recommend ArcIT for all your IT needs because we're always asking questions. We have answers. We never have all the answers. So we always
No
are
one does.
on the mission to find those answers. And we work only with AAC companies. And I think, yeah, and we care. So that's a piece of it. So anyway, getarcit.com, aurorabim.com.
Yep.
And thank you very much for co-hosting this with me. Basil, you're welcome to the show anytime.
Thank you.
Yeah. And see you all next time.
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye.